Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a plan with me in my slim doc grid journal. I set this one up to be more of a goals tracker, but I still wanted to do weekly spreads. So I am using a Hobonichi Weeks kit from LetsPlanIt, which I think will work perfectly in this size journal. First, I am going to go ahead and put the date covers and the checklist boxes. You can see that I had drawn out kind of roughly where I wanted them to go and then just place them accordingly. Now I'm going to go in with my Tombow dual brush pen using the kind of marker tip at the end, and I'm just going to draw some boxes around the dates and the checklists. Not exactly along with the grid, but pretty close, just so that the week itself has a bit of an outline. As always, I will put all of my supplies in the comments at the bottom, so if you're curious about the kit I'm using or any of the pens and colors, I will have that all marked underneath in the comments. You can see I'm just freehanding. I did do a rough sketch with pencil, but I opted not to use a ruler this time, so you actually get to see me struggle with whiting out this line. I really like using the more like tape style whiteouts. I do have a liquid whiteout, but I just find it gets messy, and then if you don't store it properly, it does get clumpy, so it's not my favorite. This one I usually find goes a little bit better, but I just kept trying to cover over the same spot and it kept peeling itself off. So you can see at some point I had to rub a bit of it off and then kind of go over it once I had taken it down a little bit. But in the end it was fine, especially because I knew I was going to put a sticker in that corner anyway, so it wasn't a huge deal. But yes, the struggles of trying to use this type of whiteout sometimes doesn't always work. Now I'm just going to put one of the washi strips at the top. This kit actually comes with a thicker style washi and a slim style washi, so I just like to layer them on top of each other. If you were using the Hobonichi Weeks, it's designed so that one of the strips of washi fits on the top and the other fits on the bottom, but since I'm using a dog grid, my spacing is a little bit different, so I just layer them one on top of each other. I did actually opt to cut the slim washi down a little bit, just took a little angle off each of the ends, just so that it would look not exactly square, and just, yeah, have a little bit of a different look to that washi. And then I stamped September and October on some craft paper and just used some double-sided tape to stick that on top of this page, and you'll see on the right hand side I put the October. Now I'm going to go in and add the little post-its for each day. These ones I typically use to either mark an event happening that day or a priority item, something that's above and beyond the to-do list in that box, or just something that I really want myself to remember for that day. And I just go in and put the weekend banner as well and start looking for some areas where I can stick some of the scripts, especially things that I know are pretty consistent, like payday, or if I have a specific day for laundry or cleaning, I'll usually try to put those in ahead of time. So now I'm going to go in and work on the right side of my page, which I usually use just to track a variety of things that kind of apply to the whole week. I will start with the washi at the top, and I just try to mimic what I had on the left hand side page, so starting from the edge, working in, and then layering the skinny washi on top, also trying to just do some angle cuts off the ends, and then you can see that I go and put the October stamp that I did on the craft paper. Now I'm going to use the add-on page that LetsPlanIt just recently released. So it's an add-on sheet that you can get with all the kits now, and it just comes with additional washi, some page tears, a quote box, and some kind of paint splotches. So it's really great for layering and just adding a little bit more kind of decorative element to your spreads. So I went ahead and put one of the page tears in the bottom corner and then just layered the giant post-it, which I then just snipped down the next week header and made sure that it was small enough so it could just fit on that little top piece there. It kind of worked out well since the headers were the same color as that little top of the post-it, so it almost looks like the sticker isn't even there. Now I'm just putting another one of those page tears in the top right corner, and then I'm going to start putting in some of the other headers. Initially I was just going to put the headers down, but I decided that I did want to layer them onto some of the washi strips that come from the add-on sheet, just because I had them and I figured, you know what, might as well use them. I was a little bit concerned that it might look a little too busy at first, but I actually really like the way that it turned out. You'll see here I start layering and then realize that I actually wanted to have the washi strip a little bit shorter because it was covering up too much of the page tear and I still wanted it to be seen. So I went back and just trimmed a little bit off. It also worked out because the label or the header was just a little bit shorter than the washi, so it made sense to trim the washi down so that it was about the same size as the header, and then it just fit a little bit better and didn't cover up as much of that page tear. Next, I just go in and put the habit trackers. So this kit does come with giant checklists to go with the headers, but I decided for this week, since I'm already tracking the to-dos on the other side, it made sense to just put my habit trackers for that piece. And then I could use one of the other headers to track more of the kind of top priorities for the week. So now that I've got the header nicely on the washi, I just put that next header down, and then for this one I did want to go and put in the checklist. For the next one, it didn't have quite as much space because I had that giant post-it on the bottom, so I did end up trimming the next checklist down a little bit so it would fit. I think that was fine because it's the cleaning one anyway, and I usually have enough to clean, so I figured it was fine just going with the 3 kind of to-dos for the cleaning. I've got my headers and checklists down, I go and add some more decorative elements just in the open space to the right on the edge of the page. So first I just go ahead and layer in the quote box. I grabbed a paint splotch from the add-on page that matched the page tear that I put in that corner just to keep it cohesive. I also really wanted to use that grid box with the mushrooms on it, so I managed to fit that one in as well. And again, just using some of the splotchy elements that came with the add-on sheet as well to layer underneath really kind of gives the illusion that there's either like construction paper or something layered underneath the stickers. And I really liked the look of that. And at the very bottom right corner, I just put in some circles and they looked kind of empty, so I ended up going back and putting a little leaf in there as well, just to fill up some of the space. You can see I'm going in here with my black Tombow dual brush pen and just adding some little lines and some dots, just kind of adding a little bit of extra deco, or decorative element to the spread, I guess you could say. I find it just makes things pop when it's a solid color to just add some kind of black lines or some dots or even just like little crisscrosses. It kind of just makes it stand out a little bit more. And that is my finished spread for this upcoming week. I hope you enjoyed watching. If there's something more that you want to see or you have any comments, please leave them below.